Welcome to Conspiracy Corner Podcast, everyone. This is Abe, your host, with Lemmy Chillmeister, my co-host. Today is October 7th, 2024. I was off yesterday, mowed the lawn, did some dishes, swept the floor, did a couple chores. I did not podcast. Not gonna lie, I was feeling just kind of depressed yesterday. For anyone that knows or watches the channel, you guys know that I struggle with really bad depression, which is why I take this along with something else, ashwagandha. But yeah, I was just struggling with it. Sammy had to go into work, so we didn't really do much, but I will get to finishing off that Leave the World Behind series. If you're watching on YouTube, you guys probably don't even know that I've been having a Leave the World Behind series, so it probably doesn't even matter to you anyways. You're probably like, wait, what? Because I'm on my backup channel. Today's episode is going to kind of be like in 3 parts. I'm going to do some blue pill content at the beginning. So you can go ahead and skip past that if you want. In the middle, I'm going to do a card opening. I've been collecting decks for cardomancy. It's occult items, you know. So I've already did one on Stranger Things, which is kind of conspiracy related, cardomancy. It's a form of, basically, a lot of people don't know, but the playing cards actually come from the original tarot deck. A lot of people don't know that. And you can use them for fortune telling. So I like to collect playing card decks, special ones and stuff, and do openings. I think it's related to the channel. I'm an occultist. We cover the occult, paranormal on this channel. It's conspiracy related, so we'll do that in the middle of this episode, and we should have time, and we'll cover some conspiracy stories and stuff. So, let's get on with the first story. Alright, well, never mind on the blue pill part of the beginning of the episode, which is fine. So, I looked through the article that I was going to read, and it already passed. So, never mind on that. Let's get into the card opening. So I checked the lighting, and we should have plenty of lighting. So, beautiful deck box. It is a Harry Potter playing card deck, which is pretty dope because there actually is a sword suit and a cup suit down here, which whoever made this deck knew exactly what they were doing. Because cups is hearts, swords is spades. Over here we have a Slytherin jewel necklace. Not sure. I'm wondering if that is the diamonds, which would be money based. So, like I said, whoever had this deck or made this deck definitely knew occultism as far as tarot. And if you see, the inside of the deck is beautiful too. It's all literally, pun intended, decked out. So let's unbox these and check it out. So, first of all, it comes with a cover and back art card. So that right there would be cool. There's the back art card. It's just literally just the brand, World's Finest. Playing cards, Theory 11 is the brand. They actually put out some dope shit. Go check out my Stranger Things card opening podcast episode. Those were some beautiful dope ass cards, and these are beautiful, dope-ass cards too. So you got the cover card. You could send that in and get it graded if you wanted. Could probably be worth something. Joker, Dobby. It says Dobby is free on the banner. Another Joker, the Keeper of the Keys, Hagrid, with his dog. I forget the dog's name. Ace of Spades, and you have a sword in the middle with an owl. See the sword in the top? So like I said, whoever made these knew that people would be using these for cardomancy, I think. Because sword is spades. The spades is swords, I should say. And tarot. You have 2 of swords, 2 of spades. You'll see in the center of the spade is a sword. So they knew what they were doing. Now, all the numbered ones, which would be the lower arcana in tarot, there's not really any, like, cool imagery. So we will just skip past that. Now, Jack of Swords, which would be Jack of Spades, is, I forget his name, but the dude who ended up killing Voldemort with a sword. So that would be Page of Swords and Knight of Swords, because basically with Jack from tarot, they took, because in tarot there's Page, Knight, and in King. In playing cards, there's just Jack and King. Well, Page, Knight, Queen, and in King in tarot. Pretty sure there's Queens in tarot. I'm pretty fucking sure. It's been so long since I've done tarot. But yeah, they melded the Page and the Knight in tarot into Jacks, basically. And Joker is actually the full card, but now they have 2 Jokers, so you actually technically have 2 full cards in cardomancy. So, Queen of Spades, I think her character name was Lulu, the crazy one. King of Spades, Snape, which actually would make sense because he's kind of like a villain. If you remember in the series, he would be probably, if you had to have a, what the fuck do they call it? It's basically a card representing a person. Snape would definitely be that. A King of Spades, because it's usually, it could be militaristic, or just kind of a violent, quick to temper, older man, you know. So, Ace of Diamonds. So the Slytherin jewel was not the diamonds. They did get the spades right. I'm not sure what this symbol is. It's like a phoenix. You guys seen it. I don't know what it is, though. Jack of Diamonds. This kind of makes sense. That's Harry's godfather. And a Jack of Diamonds would be a younger man. Diamonds would be money, which would be pentacles. So it kind of makes sense. He used to send Harry money and stuff. He was taking care of Harry. Queen of Diamonds is Miss McGonagall. 2 white cats. So black cats are bad omens. If you were reading this card, the 2 white cats would be good omens, in my opinion. If we're breaking down the occultism of it. She's holding the wand. King of Diamonds is Dumbledore. Now you have King of Wands, which would be King of Cloves. would be Voldemort. And if you remember, he had the special wand at one point. I forget, there was like 3 like sacred items. There was the wand, the cloak of invisibility, and was it the sword of Gryffindor? I can't remember. They got the little triangle symbol that looks kind of like the Alcoholics Anonymous symbol, which, if you dive into Alcoholics Anonymous, it has like a lot of occultism in Alcoholics Anonymous. It's a secret society. They say it's not, but it is. I mean, as someone who's in it, like, it's a secret society, dude. And there's tons of occultism in it. Like, as an occultist, when I first started going to Alcoholics Anonymous, I was like, oh, this is like, there's like hints of Masonry, there's hints of Buddhism, there's hints of all sorts of shit. Like, even Bill W. was a occultist, who practiced. They had a room called the Spook Room where they would do seances, and supposedly he thinks that he actually channeled something to write the big book and stuff. Crazy shit. It's a 13-step program too, by the way. Don't ever let anyone tell you it's a 12-step program. It's not. It's 13 step. 13th step is to have a spiritual awakening through LSD. Queen of Wands, Queen of Cloves is that crazy bitch. I forget her name. What was her fucking name? Jack of Wands is Malfoy. So the wand suit has that little jewel in it, the Slytherin jewel. Interesting stuff. There is the Ace of Wands, Ace of Cloves, with the Slytherin jewel in the center. So, King of Hearts, Harry Potter, with his broomstick, holding the snitch in the middle. Fitting. Queen of Hearts, I believe that's Hermione, which would make sense. Unless that's Ron Weasley's sister. Ron Weasley is Jack of Hearts. That makes sense because he's kind of a lover boy character. And like I said, this suit actually does match up with the tarot. You can see the goblets inside, the chalice, 10 of hearts, with 10 chalices, 10 cups. Makes sense. Ace of hearts, which would be the Ace of Cups, with a beautiful cup in the middle of the heart. So I truly believe in my heart of hearts that whoever made this deck knew what they were doing when it comes to the occultism of it. And it made sense. Before I even bought it, I was like, yeah, they're going to throw in some, even the tape on it is like gold foil. It's a beautiful deck box, beautiful cards, beautiful deck. But I already knew that there was going to be tons of occultism in this deck. So I was like, this deck right here is perfect for someone who is specifically buying themed playing cards for fortune telling. Perfect deck. 2 of the suits match up. The hearts is cups and swords is spades. The characters seem to match up pretty well. Yeah, as far as like a cardomancy deck, that is the perfect deck. And it totally makes sense because it's Harry Potter, which is literally all about occultism and fortune telling and magic and witchcraft. And all right, so the next rest of the episode, we're just going to cover some conspiracy stories and stuff and get into all that. Hope you enjoyed that little deck opening, and stay tuned. So this first story It's Netflix related. I have been against Netflix for a while. So, first of all, one of the owners of Netflix, okay, you have Sigmund Freud, who was a fucking creep. And Sigmund Freud, I believe it was his nephew or great nephew, was Edward Bernays, who wrote a book called, I think it was Propaganda. And needless to say, I cannot remember, but somehow one of the co-owners of Netflix is related to Edward Bernays, who is related to Sigmund Freud. Sigmund Freud was a cokehead, came up with crazy fucking theories that every male wants to have sex with his mother, which I do not believe in. I think it's fucking gross, disgusting. I've never looked at my mother and wanted to fuck her. I don't even like blondes anyways. I like pale, skinny brunettes. So that doesn't even make sense to me. Even my mother has always pointed out, like, you don't like blondes, do you? I'm like, nope. She's like, why? She felt like insulted by that. And it's like, why would I want to bang something that looks like my mom? That, and it's just, I think pale, skinny brunettes are fucking beautiful and gorgeous. Shelley Duvall. I fucking love Shelley Duvall. Like, if I had a time machine and was not married to my wife, I would go back in time and marry Shelley Duvall. Juliette Lewis, another one. Fucking beautiful. Winona Ryder. Fucking beautiful. Crazy, but beautiful. That's my type, dude. Skinny, pale, brunettes. But yeah, Andy was a fucking cokehead, Sigmund Freud, which people can say, playing devil's advocate, like, oh, well, cocaine and heroin were prescribed by doctors and blah, 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 you know. And I'm not anti-cocaine. Like, I think if cocaine was legal and prescribed, like properly prescribed, I would have no problem with society being coked up. You would get a lot of work done. A lot of books would be written. I think society would function much quicker. Like, I live here in Kentucky, dude, and it feels like time stops here. Like, when we first moved here from Florida, we would go insane with how slow traffic is. People are like in no rush to get anywhere. My dad would work construction, and my dad would get up ass crack of dawn and want to be on the job site at, like, he would get up before light. He would get up and leave the house by like 3:30, 4 a.m. And he would want to be at the job site at like 6 a.m. when light was first coming through. And it used to drive him nuts that he was working construction here in Kentucky. And he's like, dude, some of these guys don't get on the job site till like 8:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. And he's like, I want to get my shit done, you know, get there at 6 a.m. and work till 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon and go home. And these guys just have no fucking umph in them, you know. And you see it, like, people just show up to work whenever they want. We have it here at Kroger. We have employees that just show up like an hour late, like, every day and shit. And it's like, what? Like, what job? This is a corporate job too, man. Like, a corporation. I don't understand the mindset. It is so weird around here. But so yeah, a little cocaine wouldn't hurt. But Edward Bernays wrote the book on propaganda, on basically how to brainwash masses with propaganda. And I find it funny that everyone in their family is like some creepy dark motherfucker. So to me, like, why wouldn't Netflix be a propaganda machine? It just makes sense if it's literally in the Edward Bernays, Sigmund Freud bloodline. Also, co-owners of it are the Obamas. Hence why, like, Leave the World Behind is on there. Because Barack Obama and Michelle Obama have gotten into directing and shit. And by the way, I have a whole series on Leave the World Behind. Go check out that series. It's actually been a banger. People have loved it. And I'm almost done with it. I will continue it, but we deep dive every other episode. We're deep diving side subjects and reading chapters from the book. So go check it out. It's a banger. You'll have to go to my other YouTube channel or go on Spotify or Rumble, and it should be on there. So I already don't like Netflix. I ain't gonna lie, dude. When I go home, the only thing I watch is YouTube. When I'm on my phone, the only thing I watch is YouTube. I listen to podcasts. I know I'm a boring old man, but I'm addicted to podcast and talk radio. I love podcast and talk radio. Hence why I started a podcast. I don't even watch Netflix. My wife pays for it. The only thing that Netflix was worth a damn to me was Stranger Things. And the only reason I even got into watching it was someone was like, hey, do you like the Montauk Project? And of course, being a conspiracy theorist, I'm like, hell yeah, I love the Montauk Project. Go check out Stranger Things. And I got hooked. It's a waste of fucking money. And all that's on there is crap. So that being said, y'all should have canceled it anyways whenever Cuties came out. If you don't know what Cuties is, I did a movie review. Go check out that episode. It's called Cuties Movie Review. It's literally child porn. So y'all, no offense, should have canceled then. And the only reason I haven't canceled is because I have a wife. And there's an old phrase that sometimes you are not the king of your own castle. And there's also another phrase of happy wife, happy life. She doesn't want to cancel it. So I say, whatever. As long as you're working and you're paying for it and it's not coming out of my money, I don't care. Not that we don't share finances, but I don't know. I don't want to work for Netflix. I want it canceled. 300% cancel increase since a Reed Hastings donated $7 million to the Kamala Harris campaign. That is an insane amount of people who have canceled their Netflix subscription since Reed Hastings. I believe he's like a CEO, like maybe a co-owner. I didn't write it down. I apologize. You can Google it. Yeah. So people are canceling Netflix at like a 300% rating, which is good in my opinion. All it is a propaganda brainwashing machine. So that's one of the stories. Sorry, I get long-winded. So this is just kind of funny. Recently, Tim Walz was at a rally or a Michigan, somewhere with Michigan college students. I think it could have been a game or something. I'm not sure if he's from Michigan. I could care less, but I just found it funny that there was like a shit ton of male college students chanting Trump 2024. And you can see in the video, Walz goes from waving with both hands, which is really strange. His body movements are odd. And I'm not kink shaming or anything, but it would not surprise me if he is like bisexual. He waves with both hands, and he's like waves like that. He kicks his feet out like a little boy and stuff. The only thing that creeps me out is like, and this is all alleged, but he gives me the vibes of like creeper Chomo vibes. But he's like waving to all the college students in Michigan, and people are chanting this, and you could see him like literally start flipping them off. So we've done a couple episodes talking about Tim Walz, of his character, like yanking his mentally retarded son across the stage, losing his temper on him. I suspect, allegedly, that there is some abuse behind closed doors, physical and mental. We've talked about this dude's character before. His fucking motorcade, running into the back of a press van, breaking a woman's bones. I think it was her arms or something. And this was his Secret Service doing this, and he literally just drove on by, didn't even stop the car, didn't check if anyone was okay. This is the same dude who put tampons in boys' bathrooms in schools. Yeah. And by the way, another content creator, I watch his channel just to blue pill, and I don't care. This can be shots fired. I really don't give a fuck. I do like him, but I don't think he understands how dark cultural Marxism is. I mean, you get into like Yuri Bezmenov talking about how he was a Kremlin defector, Russian defector, and he literally talked about the strategy they would use to destroy America would be to infiltrate it, infiltrate the school boards, infiltrate college campuses, infiltrate education, basically. And that the Kremlin, that's how they would win against us, would be to destroy us from the inside through our education system with cultural Marxism. And he said it only takes like 2 or 3 generations to do it, which is really crazy, because you guys, I did like a little mini series on the Crucible. We never actually finished it, sadly, which is why I need to finish this Leave the World Behind, because this will be the second time that I started a series and didn't finish it, which is not good. I need to finish shit. And I'm getting on myself. But it makes me think about, like, the Crucible was like comparing the Red Scare to the Salem witch trials, which obviously the Salem witch trials were fucking horrible and evil. But it does make me wonder if the Red Scare was not really a bad thing. The older I've gotten, now that I see cultural Marxism and I see the destruction of communism and stuff, it does make me wonder if those people who were doing the Red Scare, like, if they actually knew what the future looked like as far as, like, 2024 in America. Because you got, like, people who think communism's great. You know, purple-haired, green-haired people. They're brainwashing children that they should cut their genitals off. We are dumbing down society. Cultural Marxism is destroying America. And it makes me wonder, like, if this is what the whole Red Scare was scared of. And this is what, if they were actually right. I know that sounds fucking crazy. And you know how much I've loved the Crucible. I've talked about it over the years. I bring it up all the time. But I kind of wonder sometimes if the Red Scare was actually a good thing, that it actually was a communist threat that we should be afraid of. But how I got on that, I'm not sure. But Tim Walz is flipping off Michigan college students. Yeah, we only covered really 2 stories, a card opening, which is cool. But it's some older stories that I was wanting to talk about. I have plenty of stories. Maybe next episode we will cover some of this hurricane stuff going on, because there's some weird conspiracy shit with it. But I got a text from Miss McGillicuddy, so I'm gonna have to check that, see what's up with her. Lammy, say goodbye. But please like, share, and subscribe, and you all have a good day.